Kit, we talked before the game against Wolves on the importance of that consistency, and clearly it didn't quite work out on Tuesday evening. What went wrong? Obviously the red card had an enormous factor on the result of the game, and how do you go about starting again?
It's big disappointment. Even up until Tom getting sent off, we hadn't played anything like the levels of the QPR game on Friday, but it's difficult to play at that level all the time. So, at 0-0 with the 11 men on the pitch, I wasn't particularly happy, but I thought, listen, we'll get in at half time, have some words and maybe change the system slightly, and fully expected us to go out and with an improved second half and still go and win the game. Obviously, the sending off changed the complexity of the way we were going to play, and had to change the game plan dramatically. Even that said and done, second half they had loads of possession, as you would expect, but they only had sort of 4 worthy efforts, and 3 of them ended up in goals. So it was disappointing, but we put it to bed. We looked at the video the next day. I spoke to the players, and we spoke about this consistency again, and it's just, don't get too euphoric when you get a great result and performance like QPR.
But do you think it was a hangover from that? Because the boys seemed totally up for the game on Tuesday night, and the performance, as you said, just didn't seem to replicate it. And I know how tough that is to do, but it was a very different performance.
No, it was, and I think we need to give Wolves a bit of credit for that, because they started very brightly and sort of got on top in the first half. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to get the mindset where you win a game of football, that's our jobs, that's what we do, we move on to the next one. And it was, there was a lot of razzmatazz after the QPR one, and we got a lot of accolades and all this, and brilliant, we did play really well, but it's still only 3 points, and I want to get that mentality that whatever the performance and the result, if it's a win, it is still only 3 points, you move on, you try and get the next 3 points. And because that's what we do need, is to get a bit of consistency and just start churning out results. And they're not always you're not going to play sort of 4 or 5 games on the spin like we played against QPR, that type of football, because there's a problem in football, and that's the opposition. They're not going to let you do what you want to do. You've got to be able to deal with that and find
teams
a way.
Like you, they do their research. They understand what your strengths are, what your improvement areas are, and they will play to stop you from playing your own game.
Exactly, and that's why we need like a balance within the team and within the squad, that we can have different ways of winning a game. It's not always going to be by that beautiful free-flowing football. That's great when you can do it, and I think I love to see it, and I know the fans do and the players love to play that way, but teams will stop you doing that. These are well-organised teams with experienced managers who know the Championship inside out. So we've got to find another way then sometimes, and that might be from a scruffy set piece or whatever. I'm not bothered, but it's finding a way is what's key and what's important.
So to Charlton on Sunday, another London derby live in front of the cameras. How difficult is that kind of early kick-off mentality going to be, especially when it's in a London game? Presumably you'll be in a hotel on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's the only difference really. For Charlton we'd normally go on a day, but with it being the early kick-off, we've sort of got to go overnight. But that's like a normal away game, so it's no big deal at all. No, the early kick-off won't play any part in it, and we've begun our preparation for the Charlton game now. We'll continue that tomorrow in training, and we'll be in a good place come Sunday morning. And
you talk about consistency, so again, a great opportunity to get another 3 points, that's cementing in the top half of the table, and just the gradual kind of improvements that you can make as a team to get that consistency going. How does that happen?
Well, everything's right about the football club. The way the players train and prepare. For me to get the end result, it's the people need to be right, and then the process needs to be right, and that gives you the right outcome. And I'm delighted with the people we've got at this football club, the players, the staff. I'm really pleased with the way we work. There's a lot of planning, a lot of structure. We give the players a lot of information, which they're able to take on board. So the process is really good, and that will lead to the right outcome. So I'm very confident in the way things are going. The whole football club is a good place to be, and it's the players love coming to training. I love coming to training. Match days can be torture, granted, but the prep for it and the build up and the way we recover and that is excellent. So it's all going in the right direction. Now, cohesion for me is a massive thing. We've got the right group of people. We need that cohesion now, and that can take a little bit of time. It will get better all the time. So we need to make sure the results are good enough now, and now continue then to get better and better as a cohesion builds.
And the straight red card, obviously, it's a blow. That's Tom out for 3 games. In terms of selections, you've got Jazz Richards now available, I believe, and also Luke Garbutt, who will be like a new signing.
That's right, yeah. Obviously, Garbs came in and we were really excited about obtaining his services. And he picked up the nasty injury against Palace in the last pre-season game. So he's back in full training now and played 60 minutes against Derby for the under-21s and sailed through that. He's great to have back on board, so he'll be in contention for Sunday. Jazz, as you say, coming back. Hopefully Ryan Fredericks, who came off against Wolves, will be okay.
And Matt Smith, is he any closer?
Matt's coming on really, really well. He'll be in training with the balls next week now. He's increased his running. He's been doing individual ball work with the physios at the moment. And we're hoping that he'll be in with the team. It'll be modified training to start with, but he can come and join in quite a bit of the training as from next week. We're very hopeful. Just need to tick a couple more boxes first, but he's coming on and looking good as well. So that's
as far as you're concerned, you've got the options there. You know what team you're going to pick for Sunday's game, and it's all very positive.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, really, really positive. Like I say, it's a good place to be. Out training this morning, the sun was shining. It was really good, and the boys were flying around with a good tempo to the training and lots of good quality as well. So no, it's all going in the right direction. Just a couple more wins.
We wish you luck.
Thank you.